Today's lesson is called Adventure Tourism, a Risky Business. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
My name is Roger, and today we're on tour. We're going traveling. We're going to try something called adventure tourism, which may be kind of similar to the trip we took earlier this month to Spain. Remember, earlier this month we talked about the Camino de Santiago. Well, you know, it's late June now, and we're getting close to summer, so you might be planning your summer holiday, so maybe you would consider doing something like adventure tourism. It's a risky business. So it sounds like you would do this and maybe you would end up getting hurt or something like that. I'm not quite sure if this is something I would be interested in.
Yeah, adventure tourism. It sounds like people travel somewhere, okay? They might not be taking a tour. They might not have a tour guide or a tour bus or something like that, but they are traveling for the express purpose of doing something maybe not crazy, but close to it. Yes, people, they go on a trip, let's say, and they might just want to have an adventure, do something risky or dangerous or a little bit nuts. Yes, some people find this fun. Me, on the other hand, when I travel, I like to relax. I like to take it easy. In fact, I like to take it easy, do things on my own schedule, so I'm not a huge fan of tour buses and tour guides and stuff like that. But adventure tourism, I have to say, this actually does sound somewhat intriguing. I think I would rather do something crazy and nuts that gets my heart pumping on my vacation than go on a trip where I have to get on a tour bus and follow a tour guide and stuff like that. That would seem more stressful and less fun than maybe jumping out of a plane while on vacation or doing something crazy like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about this topic in more detail. Remember, we're talking about adventure tourism. Okay, and we'll start talking about adventure tourism right after this.
Adventure tourism, a risky business. For some travelers, wandering around a foreign city while sampling the food and taking in the sights is more than enough to satisfy. Other travelers, however, crave more of a rush. One that is unlikely available on a regular city break or beach holiday. For these thrill seekers, only one kind of tourism will do: adventure tourism.
大家好，标题中我们看到形容词 risky， 指危险的、有风险的。例如 traveling through the mountains would be too risky, so we chose a route around them. 山间旅行实在太危险了，因此我们选择绕道而行。或是 It is risky to invest in businesses that you are not familiar with. 投资你不熟悉的事业是有风险的。另外，这个字去掉字尾 y 就成了名词 risk， 指危险、风险。举例来说 If you stay out in the sun too long, there is a risk of skin damage. 如果你在太阳下停留太久，可能会有皮肤损伤的危险。除了当名词 risk 也可以当动词，指冒着点点点危险，承担风险，后面接名词或动词 ing。 我们可以说 You risk getting lost by not taking a map with you. 你没随身携带地图是冒迷路的风险。或是 He risked his life to save the couple that was still trapped in the building. 他冒着生命危险去救还被困住在大楼的那一对夫妻。再来，我们看到单字 crave， 这个字是动词，意思是渴望、热望。例如 Pregnant women sometimes crave strange foods. 怀孕的女性有时会想吃奇怪的食物。另外补充两个相关用法。第一 crave 加上动词 ing 表示渴望某事，像是 Karen craves sitting on the beach with a good book. Karen 渴望坐在沙滩上看本好书。第二 crave 加上 to 加原形动词，表示渴望达成某事，常指未来的事。举例来说 Alan craves to succeed in business. Alan 渴望事业能成功。接下来我们看到名词 thrill， 意思是刺激、兴奋、激动。例如 Marvin has a boring life. His biggest thrill is sitting on the MRT platform and watching the trains arrive and depart. Marvin 的生活很无趣， 最令他兴奋的事就是坐在捷运月台上看着列车进出站。另外，这个字也可以当动词，指使感到兴奋、激动。我们可以说 The news that my favorite singer would be playing a concert near my home thrilled me. 我最喜爱的歌手要在我家附近开演唱会的消息让我感到很兴奋。
Okay, so it's adventure tourism. Tourism or traveling that involves some sort of adventure, but we're describing it as being a risky business. So if something is risky, that means there may be a little bit of danger involved, but if there's danger involved, it can be quite exciting. So this can be appealing to some travelers who've been all over the world and they've been to hundreds of museums and they've met lots of people chatting with them on the streets and stuff like that. They want to do something new and different, something exciting. So for some travelers, wandering around a foreign city while sampling the food and taking in the sights is more than enough to satisfy. Yeah, that's enough to satisfy me. You're going to sample the food. That does not mean the food is free. You're going to stop into this market or into this restaurant and try some of the local dishes because you haven't had them before. So you're sampling or trying the local food and you're going to enjoy or take in the sights. So this is more than enough. Something can be enough and it can be more than enough. It's extremely satisfying.
There you go. This is more than enough to satisfy. Now, other travelers, though, might not think that this is good enough, okay? They might want more. Yeah, it says other travelers, however, crave more of a rush, one that is unlikely available on a regular city break or beach holiday. So there you go. Some travelers, they want more. They crave more. They have a strong desire for something more. They want a rush. So yes, wandering around a city, taking in the sights, sampling food, it's not going to be enough for them. They're going to want a thrill.
Yeah, it's more of a rush here. Rush could mean a hurry. Can you hurry up with my dinner? I'm in a bit of a rush right now. I've got an important business meeting to go to. But in this particular case, it kind of means a rush to your senses. It's exciting. You have lots of hormones flowing through your body because it's really, really exciting. So yes, these people crave or desire more of a rush, something that is exciting, something that's risky, and, well, it's unlikely available on a regular city break or beach holiday. So yeah, you might take a holiday or a vacation to some place, but you know, they're usually not terribly exciting. You may find a nice, peaceful beach in the Philippines or check out some exciting temples in Bangkok or something like that. But yeah, they're fun, they're interesting, but they just don't produce much of a rush.
There you go. Some people, like I said before, they want a thrill. Yes, a rush. Something that's going to wake you up, excite you, surprise you, all the above. They want an experience, and they want more than just an experience where they're walking around looking at nice stuff and eating delicious food. Yes, they want to be alive. So for these thrill seekers, only one kind of tourism will do. Adventure tourism. Anyways, adventure tourism is for thrill seekers, people looking for a rush. Yes, when you're thrilled, you feel a rush of excitement, okay? Let's say you take a roller coaster ride. Yeah, it might be boring going up the hill, but yes, once you've crested the hill and you're going downhill, it's going to be a thrill. It's going to be a thrilling experience, okay? You're going to feel alive and super excited. Your heart is beating. You feel fantastic and great, even though you're also a little bit scared at the same time. That's what a thrill is.
A thrill, something that is thrilling, something that is exciting, like doing parasailing or something like that, or riding on a roller coaster. It can be thrilling, that's the adjective, and thrill is a noun, so you might be a thrill seeker seeking these adventure holidays or adventure tourism. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today. Let's move on to the second part and describe the difference between the two types of adventure tourism.
A fairly broad term, adventure tourism describes any kind of tourism that involves outdoor activities. It can be broken down into two general types, soft adventure tourism and hard adventure tourism. A soft adventure holiday includes low-risk activities such as camping or hiking. Sometimes it might offer one-off adrenaline-pumping experiences like bungee jumping or moderately demanding activities that require a basic level of skill, such as diving or skiing. Hard adventure tourism, on the other hand, is more dangerous and requires higher levels of physical skill and endurance from travelers. Examples include climbing snow-covered mountains and exploring underground caves.
第二部分，我们看到一个单字 one off， 这个字是形容词，指一次性的。举例来说 ，Before he retired, the pop star announced a final one-off concert. 那名流行巨星在退休前宣布要办仅此一场的最终演唱会。再来，我们看到名词 adrenaline， 意思是肾上腺素。例如 Tony's favorite thing about bungee jumping is the intense adrenaline rush. Tony 最喜欢高空弹跳的地方就是肾上腺素飙升的感觉。
Okay, everyone, for thrill seekers, for people who want a rush, for adrenaline junkies. Only one kind of tourism will do, adventure tourism. Yeah, it's only one kind of tourism here that will do for these people, all right? But even though there's only one type of tourism that's good for these thrill seekers, adventure tourism can actually be broken down further into two particular types or classes. Anyways, yeah, a fairly broad term. Or you could also say a general term, a fairly broad term. Adventure tourism describes any kind of tourism that involves outdoor activities. So there you go. And when we're saying outdoor activities, okay, we're not saying, oh, you can go traveling and try some food at an outdoor cafe. You can go ahead and sit on a terrace under the sunshine, or you can sit next to the street outdoors. No. Here, outdoor activities, we're talking about activities that you do in nature, like hiking would be an outdoor activity. Anyways, just adventure tourism, it describes any kind of tourism that involves outdoor activities. So, if you're traveling and you are in search of adventure in the great outdoors, okay, you're going to be looking for a type of tourism that has or involves outdoor activities.
Yep, to involve, that means it has these things as an important part of it or a necessary part of that thing. It involves that. So, driving in Taipei involves having a lot of patience. If you don't have a lot of patience, you're probably not going to do very well driving in Taipei. And in this particular case, we're saying that adventure tourism has to include or has to involve things that are done outdoors. Outdoor activities like water skiing or mountain climbing. You get the idea. Now, it can be broken down into two general types, two general categories: soft adventure tourism and hard adventure tourism. So we've got soft and hard adventure tourism. Those are two general types.
There you go. Now, a nice hike in the woods, okay? That sounds soft to me. Not easy, but this would be a good example, let's say, of soft adventure tourism, okay? It's not going to be too taxing. You'll be out in the great outdoors. Fantastic. But is it going to be life-threatening or extremely difficult or arduous? Not necessarily. Now, when you say hard adventure tourism, I do think that maybe my life will be in danger. Yes, a nice hike in the woods, it's not too tough. That would be soft adventure tourism. Climbing a mountain where you might fall off the mountain and hurt yourself or die, that sounds like hard adventure tourism. Now, let's learn some more here. The next sentence says, a soft adventure holiday includes low-risk activities such as camping or hiking. So sometimes it might offer one-off adrenaline-pumping experiences like bungee jumping or moderately demanding activities that require a basic level of skill such as diving or skiing. but it's still not going to be all that tough. These are only moderately demanding activities. So you camp and you hike, but okay, if you want some adventure, here you go. We have some one-off adrenaline-pumping experiences like bungee jumping or moderately demanding things that are not going to threaten your life. Like bungee jumping, it might be scary, okay? It might get your adrenaline flowing, but is your life ever at risk? No. So yes, there are these one-off activities, and yes, they will get you going. You'll feel a rush, but you're not really going to be putting yourself in harm's way. So for these reasons, you would still call all of this stuff soft adventure.
Right. These are one-off experiences, just things you do once and not many times, and they can be adrenaline pumping. So of course, they're exciting. You haven't done them before. You're jumping from a very high place. So of course, this hormone in your body called adrenaline is going to be pumping through your veins and arteries. You're going to feel really, really excited about this. But again, it's just a one-off experience, so that's why we are including it as part of soft adventure holidays. Just things you've done only one time.
Yes. This is soft tourism as far as adventure is concerned, so these are only moderately demanding activities. Hard, challenging, difficult, but not to a great degree or extent. They're only moderately demanding. Anyways, that's soft adventure tourism. Let's move on to hard adventure tourism. Hard adventure tourism, on the other hand, is more dangerous and requires higher levels of physical skill and endurance from travelers. So there you go. If you go on a hard adventure tourism trip, okay, your tour guide might look you over and say, nope, you're not ready for this. If you did this, you might not survive. You might not make it. So yes, you're going to have to be in good shape. And you're also going to have a high level of physical skill because, yes, these are highly demanding activities that are also quite dangerous. So, yes, you need to be skilled, and you also have to have endurance. You have to be able to endure, withstand, go through a lot. You're going to have to be in very good shape.
Highly demanding activities, and you need a lot of physical skill, a lot of training, and you need that endurance. Examples include climbing snow-covered mountains and exploring underground caves. So, yeah, if you're on a snow-covered mountain, of course, you run the risk of getting caught in an avalanche. That's when all the snow starts sliding down the mountain. Or if you are in an underground cave, hey, you might get trapped in there like that soccer team from Thailand did a couple of years ago.
There you go. You could die. That's kind of the definition of these hard adventure tourism trips. You'd have to do something crazy, hard, difficult that could just cost you your life. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up day one, part one of our lesson on adventure tourism.
For most adventure travelers, the greater the risk a holiday promises, the more fun it will seem. Still, weighing the risks against the fun is something adventure travelers should do, besides assessing which adventure tour company to trust. After all, travelers may be putting their lives in jeopardy.
最后第三部分，我们看到单字 assess 这个字是动词，指评估，对点点点进行估价。我们可以说 Experts are assessing the financial state of the company. 专家正在评估该公司的财务状况。或是 The used car dealer assessed the value of my brother's car. 那位二手车商给我弟弟的车估价。
Okay, let's take a look at the third part of our lesson for today. For most adventure travelers, the greater the risk a holiday promises, the more fun it will seem. So this is a pattern. The more something else is the case. The faster I eat, the more likely I will get sick, for example. So here, the greater the risk a holiday promises you, well, then the more fun that you will have.
Or at least that's how adventure travelers think. They think, oh, yeah, I'm going on this trip. Oh, it's risky. I'm going to have a whole lot of good time. Oh, it's a life-threatening adventure? Sign me up. Sounds like a whole lot of fun. Anyways, that's how adventure travelers think, apparently. Still, weighing the risks against the fun is something adventure travelers should do, besides assessing which adventure tour company to trust. So there you go. Maybe you are an adrenaline junkie. You want to put your life in harm's way. You really want to do something risky and dangerous. Okay, great. But step back from that and use your mind. Weigh the risks against the fun you're going to have. That's step 1. And step 2, make sure that if you are going to trust an adventure tour company, make sure they're actually trustworthy. Assess their trustworthiness.
Yep, you kind of do research and you come to some conclusions. You assess or you make an assessment. Like a couple of years ago when we were looking at cars, we took a look at Honda and Mitsubishi and Toyota, and we kind of assessed which car we wanted to buy in the end. Just to let you know, we decided on Toyota. But in any case here, yes, you're going to take a look at these different adventure tour companies and you're going to assess them, you're going to analyze them and conclude which one you can trust. Because after all, in the end, travelers may be putting their lives in jeopardy. So here we've got the phrase to put something in jeopardy, which means basically you're running the risk of doing something. You're putting your life in danger. So yeah, you've got to trust these companies or you could be a goner.
There you go. All right, folks, with that, today's lesson is in the books, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始提到，对一些游客来说，在一个国外城市漫游、品尝美食、参观景点，这样就很满足了。那么 other travelers, however, crave more of a rush. 然而有些游客却渴望更多的快感。好，文中是用到more of 加上 a 或 an 加名词来表达比较是怎么样怎么样，像 I'm more of a cat person 就是说我比较爱猫，我比较算是爱猫人士。那我们也可以用 more of a 什么什么 than a 什么什么来表达比较是 A 而不是 B。 像 The movie is more of a comedy than a horror movie. 这部电影比较是喜剧而不是恐怖片。好，接着看到课文第3部分的第一句，他说到 For most adventure travelers, the greater the risk a holiday promises, the more fun it will seem. 这边他用到 the greater 什么什么 the more fun 什么什么，这是双重比较级的句型。那我们在第2天课文最后一句也会看到 And the sooner adventure tourists learn to differentiate between the two, the better. 这边他用到 the sooner 什么什么 the better， 这样也是双重比较级的句型，我们就来学习它的用法哦。双重比较级呢是用来表达2种情况之间的消长关系，去表达越怎么样就越怎么样。那它的句型是 the 比较级加主词加动词逗号 the 比较级加主词加动词。那其中的比较级我们可以用形容词比较级或是副词比较级，像是 the harder you work, the more quickly you'll get promoted. 你工作越努力，就会越快得到升迁。好，那在双重比较级的句型当中，也可以用形容词比较级去修饰名词，像是用 more 或是 less 来修饰不可数名词的数量，或是用 more, fewer 来修饰可数名词的数量。举例来说 The more books you read, the more knowledge you gain. 你书读得越多，获得的知识也就越多。The less junk food you eat, the less you crave it. 垃圾食物吃得越少，你就越不会渴望想吃。好，另外当双重比较级句型里面动词是 be 动词，而且主词不是代名词的话，这个 be 动词是可以省略不用的。举例来说 The higher the price, the better the quality. 价格越高，品质越好。同学们觉得是这样吗？好，那这样的句型呢，就是由 the higher the price is the better the quality is， 我们省略了 be 动词 is 而来的。好，那在一些特定的惯用语当中，则是会把主词和动词一并省略，像 the sooner the better， 越快越好，或是 the older the wiser， 年纪越大越有智慧。像这样的句型就类似我们中文说的姜是老的辣。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Thrill. It gave Carmen a big thrill to meet her favorite author in person. Involve. Many car accidents involve extreme speeding or texting while driving. Moderately. I felt the exam was moderately difficult, but I ended up passing. Demanding. Being a nurse is a very demanding job, which requires hard work and a high level of problem-solving skill. Endurance. In order to finish a marathon, you will need a lot of endurance. Assess. It will take months to assess the damage that the hurricane had on the island.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.